The ring-necked ducks in the background are different from the swan in the foreground. The swan will mate for life. The male swan will provide significant care for the offspring, and when we look at swans, it's hard to tell the males and females apart. Ring-necked ducks are like most ducks. While they are faithful to their partner and thus practice monogamy, they are seasonally monogamous. And that means that in a breeding season, they will court a partner, they will pair, but once the eggs are laid, the partners will separate and then they will form completely new partnerships in the following year. And when we look at ducks, it is typically very easy to distinguish between males and females. Females now have very obvious color patterns and courtship displays that they can use to evaluate the males. And the males will leave the female to care for the young on her own. Courtship begins in winter and it continues throughout their migration back north to their breeding ranges. Most ring-necked ducks have paired by the time they reach their breeding ranges, and if a duck is unpaired by the time it reaches its breeding range, it may not pair for that season. In courtship, males perform a number of behaviors such as bobbing their head up and down, extending their neck backwards, flapping their wings while elevating themselves out of the water, pulling their wings and tail up, and females can also engage in head bobbing and other behaviors. Once they return to the summer breeding grounds, most breeding occurs between May and July, and males typically have separated from the females by the time the eggs are laid. Nests are typically made on emergent vegetation on the surface of the water. So just over the surface of the water, or maybe at the elevation of about a foot, sedges and other grasses can be gathered, and thus the nest will be less likely to suffer predation from land predators. Typically 8 to 10 eggs are laid, which the female will incubate for almost a month. Females will stay with the young for 7 to 8 weeks until they are able to fly. These young ring-necked ducks will help form giant flocks as they fly southward on their fall migration, but they will not be traveling with any family members. They are able to breed at 1 year of age and may live 20 years.